new things this morning I've never done before, so that's going to be kind of fun. And just kind of a bit of housekeeping to get us started, just to kind of let you know how this morning is going to play out. We're going to be having 3 teaching sessions and then a Q&A session at the end. And each teaching session is going to be somewhere between 45. If we go into it, I'll try to have a little bit of time for Q&A at the end of each session. So as you have questions, go ahead and type them into the chat feature here on Zoom. You can address it to just the panelists or to everybody, and I can see it either way. So when I get to the end of my teaching time, I'll open up that chat and see if there's any questions I need to answer. But I'll try to limit each session to about 60 minutes or so. Then we'll take about a 10-minute break. I love Jenny's term, a bio break if you need one, or go refill your coffee or whatever it is you might need to do, grab a little snack or something, and then we'll come back and start the next session about 10 minutes later. We'll do that for each session, and then that last session at the end will be if there's some questions I didn't get to already, or if you have had some questions came up for you from the first session that you weren't able to ask or didn't think of until later, we can ask them then. Maybe we can, at that point, unmute everybody, kind of get everybody put back up and unmute them, and we can have a little bit of discussion, or we can just type in and I can answer whatever will be the easiest for Greg there. So we'll do that. So that's what we're going to be doing today. So I'm going to do some things that I have never done before. I'm going to try to share my screen. Let me see if I can pull up the right thing. Okay, and then go into full screen. Oh, how about that? Look at that. I hope everybody can see that the way I can see it. So what I want to share with you, first of all, the STAR blueprint is what I call it, and I walk my clients through this as we begin to talk about their digital marketing strategy. Okay, so there's 4 things that we want to look at. We want to look at their sales process, and by that I mean look at wherever they want conversions to happen. If it's on their website, if they want people calling their phone, if they want people walking in their front door. We look at what happens when somebody does that. Are you converting your visitors into buyers? And if that's not happening at that point, then we're going to work on making sure that those systems are working well before we do the next steps. Because if you have a holy bucket that won't hold water, and you have a job of getting water from one station to another, if there's holes in that bucket, then you're not going to get much water over there, right? So we want to make sure there's no holes in your sales bucket. So that's the first thing I look at. Then we look at traffic. Then we look at, let's bring more visitors. Once we have the conversion process down, we say, let's get more visitors to your website, to your store, calling you on the phone. And so that once we've plugged up all those holes, now when we pour water in the bucket, it's going to stay, right? So just pouring more water into a holy bucket doesn't get you better results. And so bringing more traffic to a place that doesn't convert people into visitors, it doesn't work. It doesn't help your business grow. So that's why I always start with that sales process first. Then we look at amplification. We look at what are you doing? What are we doing that's working? Let's do that either more, or let's give it a little tweak. And it's kind of like the difference between playing an acoustic guitar. People in the room can enjoy it. As soon as you plug that guitar into a speaker of some kind or an amplifier, then people in a much bigger area can enjoy it. So we amplify your results. So sometimes it's a simple little tweak, and we'll talk about some of those tweaks we can make with your Facebook advertising today and how they can make a huge difference for you. Then we look at reputation management. Reputation is so important. Always, it's always been important, but online, making sure that your reputation is staying in good shape is something that you need to be active about. And so we talk about how to do that. Okay, so that if you come to me as a client, these are the steps we're going to take you through. Now today, we're going to focus on that T. We're focusing on traffic and utilizing Facebook to bring more traffic to you. So I will just say, what you need to make sure your traffic is coming to a place that is converting well. Okay. So that's my STAR blueprint that I work through all my clients. Okay, now we're going to get started here talking about moving into our first session here, and hopefully you all have your workbooks. Either you printed it out and you've got it ready to write on, or you've got a notebook to take notes on. There are some links within the workbook that you're going to want to use after we meet today, so make sure if you haven't downloaded it yet that you download that and have those links available to you when we're done, because you'll want to use those when we're a little bit about the basics. We're going to just move into module 1 here. Now, the first thing I need to say to you, and it's a warning that I must give you, is that it's always your responsibility to know what Facebook's terms of service are, okay? And in your workbook, there's 2 links that I put there that will take you right to the page that has Facebook's terms of service for all their users, and then their commercial terms of use. So terms of service. So when you are creating your business page or creating ads, that's what you want to refer to, so that you know you're not breaking it. Now, to my knowledge, everything I share with you today is going to be in line with what the terms of service are right now, but they change. And unlike a lot of other sites like PayPal, if they have a change in their policies or anything like that, they will email you and say, hey, we've made some changes. Facebook doesn't do that. They just make the changes and expect you to know it. So you need to make sure, know all the terms of service. So utilize those links and make sure that you know exactly what you're doing when you start creating your Facebook page, posts, ads, all those things, okay? So we want to make sure that we are taking care of that. All right, let's talk about why Facebook. Facebook is a place where your prospects are there, okay? There are over 2.6 billion active users on Facebook. That's people who get on at least once a month, okay? Facebook considers that active. And that's growing. When I did a seminar similar to this a little over a year ago, it was just over 2 billion. So we've added about 500 million people in a year, so roughly 20 million per month or so. It might even be higher than that now. Over 80% of online adults are on Facebook, okay? And most of the people who are on Facebook are on there daily, okay? So your prospects are on Facebook. So that's why it can be such a powerful platform. And remember, when I'm talking about Facebook, Instagram plays into this as well, because Facebook owns Instagram. And so when you are putting your information out there, you can also push it over to Instagram from the same place. And so when you're creating your ads. And so it's a very powerful thing to use. So lump in all the Instagram users, you're going to be able to find your prospects. Now, people who are already your customers, they're on Facebook too. They already like your brand. They want to look informed to their friends, and so they're likely to share your information with people when you ask them, right? They'll help you promote, and they'll be repeat customers. Staying in front of them is fairly easy on Facebook, and so they'll become repeat customers because you'll keep yourself top of mind for them, okay? All right, so let's talk about creating your Facebook page. And here I want to take just a minute and explain the difference between a Facebook page, a Facebook profile, and a Facebook group, okay? Those are 3 ways that you can be on Facebook. Most of you probably have a personal profile on Facebook. That's when you first signed up with Facebook, you created a personal profile and you can friend people from that profile, okay? And so the way that you know you're on a personal profile is look at the cover photo and the button below that. Does it say add a friend, or does it say like, or does it say join? Okay, that's how you'll know where you're at. If it's a business page, you are going to see a like button there, and the business page is what you're going to need to have set up so that you can run advertising on Facebook. That's one of their terms, is that they require that you run all your advertising from a business page. Okay, so you definitely want to have it, even if it's just for the purpose of running ads. Now, you can create a lot of content and build an audience from a page, and that's where people will come on and they will like your page. Okay, that there will be a like button underneath there. Like your page and build an audience that way. And we're going to get into detail about how to do that a little bit later on. And then a Facebook group, many of you are probably members of groups, and you'll know you're at a group page if the button below the cover photo says join group. Okay. Now, groups are something that Facebook is really promoting right now. Facebook is really pushing out the cool with friends content. They understand, and you need to understand this too, that people, when they're on Facebook, they are on Facebook to be social, okay? They are not necessarily shopping. Now, a lot of times you've probably seen friends come on and say, hey, I need a recommendation for, I'm looking for this. They're looking for recommendations from friends, and when that happens, they're going to start seeing ads for those things. But they are asking for what they need right now. They're not necessarily just walking, you're usually shopping. You're not doing that when you're on Facebook. You are actually just there to socialize. However, you can really get in touch with people and make them aware of who you are and get some good engagement. People enjoy engaging with companies who do it well, okay? So we want to create a page first, because that is kind of the beginning of our business presence on Facebook. Now, if you don't have a personal profile on Facebook, you will need to set one up, because the page needs to be related to a profile, okay? So you need to set that up. So get that set up, and we're going to talk about how to create your page. Now, when you are on Facebook, one of the options there is, I should have taken a screenshot of that. At the top of the page, there's all kinds of icons across that top bar on Facebook. One of them is a little arrow going down. You can click that arrow and it'll bring a drop-down menu. And one of the choices in that drop-down menu is create a page. Okay, so you're going to click that. Now, when you click that, Facebook is going to take you to a page that has category choices on it. Now, it used to be that there were like 8 or 9 different choices. Facebook finally said, we need to narrow this back down, and they just give you 2 choices now. That may change. This is one of the things that changes with Facebook frequently, but I just looked last night, and as of last night, these were still the 2 choices that you had. You decide whether you're a business or a brand, or whether you're a community or public figure. Most of us are going to choose business or brand because we're wanting to, because we have a product or a service that we want to offer. Okay, so that's what you're going to do. You click the Get Started button below, and Facebook takes you through the steps. You want to use the name that people think of when they think of your business. For most of us, it's going to be a business name. Now, some of us, our business name is our name. I know Jenny Bellinger's on here. Her name is Jenny Bellinger. Her business name is Jenny Bellinger Level Up Coaching. So she's very much associated with her brand, okay? And so you want to use the name that people think of. It's probably going to be your business name. So whatever your business name is, that's the name you want for your Facebook page. And when you are creating your page, you're going to have an opportunity to grab what's called a vanity URL. When your page is first created, the link to your page is going to be facebook.com/ a bunch of gobbledygook, a bunch of just codey stuff that means something to Facebook, but it's not going to mean anything to your clients or your prospects. And so you want to claim your vanity URL. So you're going to want to create it so that it's facebook.com/ business name. Mine is facebook.com/ super marketing ideas. So that when people go onto Facebook and hunt for my business, it's easier for them to find it. Okay. So you want to definitely make sure that you pick a good name that's going to make sense to your prospects, and one that, and then get your vanity URL so it's easier to find them. Okay, now we're going to talk about optimizing your page. There's a lot of places to go and a lot of things that you can do. And I'm going to encourage you to take the time and optimize every aspect of your page. Okay, so we're going to walk through some of those things that you're going to put on your page. Okay, all right, first of all, you're going to have the opportunity to upload a profile picture. Now you have a few choices here. If your company is what you want people to know and think about your company, not necessarily you, then you can use your logo as your profile picture. Okay, a company like Nike, what are they known for? Is the swoosh. It makes sense for them to have a swoosh as their profile picture. However, if your company, if you are a very small business or a solopreneur like I am, your face, you are your business in people's minds. So make it a picture of you. Okay, now some people get a little bit hesitant about, I don't want to sell myself. You're not. You're just letting people know who you are, so that they can, so that when they do interact with you, they know who they're interacting with. They can picture a person in their mind, because people don't do business with businesses, they do business with people, right? So that is why you want to have that, especially if you are a small business. Now you could use a photo of your shop. I would say you might want to put that over on the cover photo, but you could use that if you want people to think, what do I, like if you have a brick and mortar, what the thing I want people to think of is what we look like from the outside, use a picture of your shop or your shop sign, whatever that is. The thing to remember is that it's visual, okay? A lot of Facebook is visual, but most especially the photos. I mean, it makes sense. It's just it's visual. Now, the cover photo that we want to talk about, that's the photo that when you are on desktop, it's that banner looking photo across the top. It's the big wide one, okay? Now that can be static. It can just be a photo that you don't change very often. You want that to be very closely associated with your business, okay? I'm going to show you some examples here in just a few minutes of things that you can do. But it can be static that you don't change. You can change it when you have events coming up, promote special events, promote special offers, something unique going on with your business. If you're participating in something, some kind of a community drive of some kind, you want to make sure that you do that. I don't know if you know this, but it can even be a video, which can be really cool. If you've got a product or a service that it really helps your prospects to see it in action, you can use a video there as well, okay? And here's something else. Your cover photo has a description area. I want to encourage you to use that description area, okay? And we're going to get into that. It's that description area on your photos, that's prime real estate for first-time visitors, because somebody who comes to your page for the first time, they're likely to click on the visual aspects of your page and see. So you want to have a little bit of a description about your company. You want to make sure you include a call to action, which can be sending visitors to your website, pick up the phone and call me, come to our store, whatever it is, and tell them about the events that you have going on or special offers, okay? Now, here are some examples that you could use for a profile picture, okay? I've got my logo here or my headshot. Now, I choose to use a picture of me because I am a solopreneur. When people think of my business, they think of me. I want them to know what I look like so that when we meet, they're going to recognize me, okay? But a logo could be used. Now, in the case of my friend Julia, she's retired now, but she owned a business that had several people who provided service to their clients, and so she used her logo as her profile picture for her business page. And that was very smart because that got people thinking. It's a branding thing that got people thinking about her business, and people didn't necessarily work with the same person every single time they interacted. This other photo is a chiropractor. He's going to be the one treating the patients. It's great for him to have his profile, his headshot as his profile picture, okay? Now for cover photos, you can see here the graphic artist that I had that owned a business. She had a cover photo that got people thinking about what is it that that I want to present as my my face to my clients, my business presentation, where my clients see my stuff, are they going to take me seriously or not? Okay. And so she really promoted, get in touch with a professional, get your branding done, and get yourself out there. That was a great use of her cover photo. Now, this is a chiropractor's office, obviously, and this is a very wise cover photo for a location like this. When you have people coming to a physical location, and if it is at all unusual, or if your patients or prospects have any difficulty finding you, I think it's very smart to include a picture of what your business looks like from the outside. You can see here, this is in a residential looking area. His office is in a home, and although he has a sign out front, knowing what the front of the home looks like is very helpful to anybody who's visiting his office for the first time. Okay, and so that is a very smart thing to do. If you've got if it's at all difficult, if you ever hear anybody come into your business and say, "Oh, I had a really hard time finding you," this is a great place to use a photo of your business, of the front of it, so that people know what it looks like. Okay. And I went through the descriptions that you can use on your photos. Now, I just redid mine recently, and I don't think that there is any limit to the amount of text that you can put on there. There might be, but I've put a whole lot in there, and so I could have kept going as far as I could tell. And so I included a description about my business, a little bit about what I do for my clients. I include a call to action there, either invite them to sign up for my email list, have them sign up for, like I said, the email list, whatever other way you can get in touch with your prospects, have them sign up for that as well. Invite them to call you. If you're somebody who does consultation, it's a great place. If you have a scheduling tool that people can click on and schedule an appointment with you, that's a great place to put that link. In my own business, I offer 1-hour consultations. Now that link I hand out like candy because it's a paid consultation. I do offer a free 30-minute consultation discovery call to people who are really interested in talking to me and feeling out whether or not we're a good fit for each other. And I will share that link with people more on a one-to-one basis. But you can share whatever way you want people to get in touch with you, schedule time with you, whatever. Utilize that area for your in your description. Utilize it to get people rolling towards becoming clients. Okay, creating your page and optimizing it, whether it's the photo description or any of the other things that we're going to talk about today. Here's what you need to keep in mind. Your page is not about you. It's really not even about your business. It's about your prospect. It's about your ideal customer. Okay. And so you want to create your page and everything on it, whether it's all the static stuff we're going to talk about in this session, or whether it's creating ads that we're going to talk about a little bit later on today. You want to make sure that all of that is all about your clients. Okay. Or your prospects. So keeping that in mind is going to help you do a better job of engaging with your audience. Okay, so remember that. Now, when it comes to optimizing your page, there are a lot of sections that you can fill out, and I encourage you, don't skip any of them. Okay, fill everything out that you can. When you first start a page, all of these things are going to be available to you. You can see everywhere where it says edit, you want to click that button and fill out that information. Okay. So I had to name the page before I could get to this point. So I named a page, but here's where you create your vanity URL, the username, you put in details about your business, and there's all kinds of things that Facebook lets you fill out. If you're a brick and mortar, fill out hours. It lets you fill out how information. You can create a map to send people straight to your door. You can share your mission, your phone number. Our story section is a great place to tell people about you in a way that is about your prospect. Okay. So this is how my super marketing ideas page looked a while back. I've updated a few things here, but this is where people can find you. You can, like I said, there's the map. Now, I don't want people coming to my door because I work out of my home. And so I don't want people just to show up at my door. So I don't let my address show on here. But if you've got a brick and mortar you want people to walk into, absolutely include a map that will send them right to your door. You can include everything in here, your phone number. There's another cover photo that goes on your story section. And I chose to put the picture of my husband and I there because he is on my team, even though my business is really me. He's the behind the scenes guy. Because you know how I told you that, what is it? I'm tech furious, I guess, according to Virginia. My husband is not. He's amazing with technology. And so I let him take care of all the techie stuff. So he's on my team. But there's every aspect of your page. You want to make sure that you fill it out and that you are getting your information out there, because this is how people get to know you. This is, Sue, I mean, this is just the reality Sue, of online. Yes.
For a second. So absolutely. I'm getting a couple of people saying that all they can see is your star photo on the screen. Oh. Were you wanting to show some other things? Because
oh my.
I think.
Yep. I've been showing a slideshow. Let me just close that down.
Yeah, you might want to close it down and restart it, and we'll see.
Ah, okay.
In fact, you might want to flip through. You could maybe flip through some of the other images.
Oh, that's aggravating. Yep.
Because then people, they could watch the recording later, or at least look at them right now.
Yep. Okay. So now.
Okay. There we go. Now we see your whole slideshow, which is good.
Now you should see my slideshow. Yeah. Now you see my slideshow. Oh, I had beautiful slides, and you guys weren't.
You do have beautiful slides.
I hate that. Okay. That was the first one. Okay. This was the make sure you know terms of service.
Hang on a second.
So aren't they gorgeous? They're just I hate it that you guys are missing out.
Let me tell you what.
I know what I did now. See, I've never done this on Zoom before. Go back one.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
So, let's go through the slides one by one, and I'll tell you what we're seeing.
Okay.
Because what's happening is that there's a lag, and you're going on and talking about things we can't see. So
gotcha.
Start from the beginning and take maybe 10 seconds per slide so people can at least, get the visual for what you've already covered. All right, so we see the title slide, Super Facebook Seminar. That's what we're seeing right now.
All right, excellent. So that's just the intro slide.
Okay.
And then just an intro to Module 1.
Got it. That's what we see. Okay, the basics.
Then I talked about knowing the terms of service.
Exactly. Okay, we see that with the big caution sign. Okay. Danger Will Robinson. I used to watch that show.
Yes.
Okay. Why Facebook?
And then
20 million people a month join.
All the stats here about Facebook.
That is crazy. I mean, it's the world pretty much through Facebook. Yep.
It really is. Yes.
All
right.
And
then creating your page.
Okay, we see that slide right now. Put your company in front of them. You have to create a company page, not a personal page. Yeah, and all that.
Exactly. And then here are your category choices.
Yep,
and this is what it will look like when you get on Facebook. You'll see these two. I hate it you guys didn't see it while I was talking about it, but
I'm so sorry. Yeah.
You'll see the business or brand, or you can choose community or public figure and move on from there.
Mm-hmm.
A reminder now to get a vanity URL.
Right. And by the way, everyone should know
that? What's in a name.
Yeah, and by the way, everyone should know that the vanity URL for EasyCard is EasyCard Connect. Okay, EasyCard Connect. And the reason we didn't just pick EasyCard is there's some kind of a credit card company out there and so forth. We didn't want to be confused with them. But here's another thing is that you've got different platforms. You've got Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, and so on. If at all possible, pick the same vanity URL for all of those platforms. So you might want to do a little research and make sure that it's available on all the platforms you want to market on, because if you're known as one thing on one platform and something else on another platform, people get confused. Would you agree with that, Sue?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, it'll be very confusing for your branding. So
Right.
people won't necessarily know, yeah, whether or not they really got you on the different platforms if you're not the same name everywhere.
Gotcha. Okay, go ahead. I just wanted to kind of make sure people could see the slides. All right.
And then here's the information about your photos,
Right. Yep.
what you can have where. Okay. And then here are the examples I showed. So this is from my company, my logo or my headshot. I go with my headshot because I am my company in a lot of people's minds. And I work very directly with my clients. So that's why you would use your photo.
Mm-hmm.
This is a logo or again, a headshot of the company owner because he's the one who interacts with people. This is a great cover photo created by a graphic artist. Of course, it's going to be great. But she's talking here about people taking your business seriously and get professional materials made. It's a great way to get, kind of touch the pain points of your prospects and get them to call you. And then this was a photo of a business that is in a residential area. So it might be a little tricky for people to find their business. And so if you utilize the picture of the front of your business, it's easier for people to find you, usually if they know what they're looking for. And then the photo description, again, all the things that you can include as you can to your prospects in a way that speaks to them. Remember, it's really not about you, it's about your prospects. Okay. And so you don't.
Sue, so I'm going to kind of get out of the way now, but just so you
Okay.
know, everything seems to be tracking
Okay.
well now. So as you talk about things, those slides are appearing. So if that changes,
Okay.
I'll let you know.
Okay.
Okay.
And so I
Carry
know
on.
later I'm going to switch to, yep, alrighty. Thank you, Greg. I know later I'm going to switch to my book shot. So now I know how to do it. So hopefully that will work. Okay. So this was the photo about making sure that you talk about your prospects, not you, on your business page. As I said, there's a lot of sections on your business page to fill out, and you want to use all of them. You want to use everything. So here's the picture of what some of the possibilities, some of the places that you can put information in on your business page as you are filling it out. And as I said, everywhere that it says edit, you want to click that edit button and fill in information. Okay. You want it all speaking to your ideal customer, and you want to make sure that you are making it as easy as possible for people to do what they want to do next. Okay. I heard somebody put it this way. You want to make sure that you tell your customer or your prospect what to do next in their journey with your business. If you don't, it's not just bad marketing, it's a bad user experience. Okay, so you want to make sure that you are telling people what to do next. They need to be told. Okay, this is the picture of my super marketing ideas page, some of the areas that I have filled out. Now this is kind of old. I've updated some things on here as of now, but you can see I have all kinds, because the steps. People need to know you, they need to like you, and they need to trust you before they're going to do business with you. This is one of those first steps, them getting to know you. Okay. Now we're going to talk about setting goals for your business page and what you want to do with it. All right. There are some things that you can set up as a goal. You can, and I would suggest you kind of do it in this order. You want to build an audience. You want to create an audience of people who are looking forward to hearing from you and who are actually watching for things from you, from your business, when they get online. Okay. So you want to build that audience, and you want to engage with that audience. The way that they're going to want to look for, or the way they're going to look forward to hearing from you when they're on social media, is if you put out information or put out items that are engaging to them. We're going to talk about what engagement means. And you also, obviously, you're going to be wanting to sell products or services. The danger here is you need to take the steps, okay? It's a little bit like a dating relationship. You don't meet somebody and immediately, walk up to somebody that you meet in the store and say, hey, will you marry me? That would just be kind of weird. If that ever happens, run. But you don't want to do that to your prospects either, right? You want to make sure that you are building a relationship with them, letting them get to know you, like you, trust you. Then you can ask for some engagement or some business from them, okay? So you want to ask for that when it's appropriate. So I'll just say that, when it's appropriate. Okay. This is one of the things when you are creating an ad. So I'm going to just touch on it here, and then we're going to go into details in a later module. When you are in your ads manager, we're going to talk about that later, so don't panic. But when you're in your ads manager, there's a big green create button for creating a new ad. They make it really easy. They want you to do it. So you just click that button, and then the next page that opens up, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to choose what type of objective you want to have with that ad. And it kind of falls into those categories that we just talked about. Awareness. This is where you're new to Facebook or you're a new business and you want people to get to know you, or maybe you just don't have a very big audience yet and you need to expand it. You need to make people aware of you, okay? And this is not a waste of your time or effort or money. This is very, very important. In fact, Grant Cardone said, the biggest killer of business is obscurity. And so it's just that people just don't know you're there. So spend some time and resources in making people aware of your business. So that's my big plug for that. Then you're going to move into consideration. This is where you're going to engage with the audience that you've been building. So you're going to ask for traffic. You're going to ask people to install your apps. You want them to view your videos. You can even get leads, or you want people to message you, some kind of engagement with your business through the ads that you're creating. And then that final step of conversion, you want people to actually buy something from you, hire you to do a service, that kind of thing. So those are your choices that you have there. Okay. Now, this is where I want you to break out your ideal customer avatar workbook. Okay, so that was the second book. Let's see, I'm gonna see if I do this right. I'm gonna stop sharing. I'm gonna pull up that book so that you guys can see it, and I'll start sharing again. Let's see. This is it'll get easier as I go, right? Okay, there. Hopefully you guys are seeing the book. Tell me if you're not. But okay. I don't see anybody, but tell me if you don't see the book. Okay, so it says Ideal Customer Avatar. It says $97 on the front. This is the book I want you to be getting out and looking at, okay? Okay, somebody said I see the book. Awesome. Thanks for letting me know that. And so this is the book I want you to get out now. We're going to be walking through this and talking through some real important things that you need to get. The other thing you might want to grab is the ICA one sheet, okay, the one that Greg was showing us at the beginning. That's what we're going to work on today, but this book is really going to walk you through it, okay? And this page here in Gaining Clarity, I love the Zig Ziglar quote, you can get everything in life you want if you'll just help enough other people to get what they want, okay? So understanding who your ideal customer thing that you do with your marketing and with your business, okay? You guys can read this stuff for yourself. I'm not going to read that to you. Let me show you the one sheet. I'm going to stop sharing, open my one sheet, and share that. You guys can grab this and look at this if you want to. This will be the thing that we'll kind of spend some time filling out today, but I'm going to encourage you to fill out the whole workbook later, okay? Because once you have clarity on who you are uniquely positioned, it is so much easier to talk directly to those people who are just like that, to get in front of those people and to connect with them. And here's the other thing, is that it helps people who aren't attracted to that, people who don't really resonate with your company. If you're not talking to them, you're not going to spend a lot of time interacting with people who aren't going to be really helpful to your business. Okay, so hopefully you know that. All right, so let's walk through this a little bit. You're going to start with some general things. I would say give your ideal customer avatar a name, okay? Now, let me say here too, you can have more than one ideal customer avatar, but today I want you to focus on one. I want you to think about one type of person that you are uniquely positioned to serve, the perfect person that you just resonate with when you meet up, okay? Think of your favorite client. Think of your best customer. Think of somebody, if you already have some engagement on social media, think of the people who engage the most with you, all right? And kind of start thinking about what are some of their characteristics, okay? There's a lot of things here. So I hope you're writing. I hope you're taking some time and writing these things out here and filling out this one sheet. You want to think about, what is their life like, okay? Are they married? Do they have children? What ages are their children? You want to think about, what's their education? How, did they go to college? How much education did they get? What's their occupation right now? What is it that they do for a living? How long have they been at that occupation? What's their salary? That's going to be important, because you want to make sure that you're marketing to people. If you have a higher end product, you want to make sure you're marketing to people who can afford a higher end product or service, right? Okay, and then I want you to go into, just think a little bit about their day. What social media are they on? As we said, they're on Facebook. They might be other places too. And so while I'm talking today about Facebook, if you are really comfortable on another social media platform, I would encourage you to explore getting your business onto that platform as well. If you're B2B, if you're business to business, you might consider getting on LinkedIn. If you are, whatever your demographic is, if they're on Twitter, if they're on Snapchat, think about, what social medias are they on? What are their hobbies? You might think, so what, that doesn't matter. It doesn't really affect what I'm wanting to sell them. I'm selling digital marketing. Why would I care what their hobbies are? Well, when you know everything about your ideal customer avatar, even things that you drip into, then sprinkle throughout all of your content, will speak to them in every aspect of their life. So I love to read, so I'm always talking about reading on my personal page, and so that's going to filter into my business page a little bit too. And if I know that, and I know I can attract readers, that would be amazing to do that. Okay, all right. Let's think about their favorite sports team. Okay, I live near St. Louis. So the Cardinals and the Blues are like big deals around here, especially the Blues this year, Stanley Cup. It was awesome. Think about their favorite sports team, and whether or not that ever enters into your advertising, it's good to understand this. These are all just layers to your ideal customer. What do they do for entertainment? Do they like to go to movies? Do they like to go to music concerts? Do they like to read? What is it that they like to do? And that's going to give you some ideas about places you can get in front of them, or things that you can say that will resonate with them. Okay, you want to think about their favorite brands, their favorite websites, their news sources. Okay, their political views, their religious views. Not that you're going to market, necessarily specifically on that if your business isn't involved politically, or if it's not involved religiously, but you are naturally going to be attracting people who are more like you through your advertising. Okay, so here's one of the ways this plays into it. Okay, there's one segment of business gurus that are very, I just say they're very potty mouthed. Okay. They use a lot of foul language. And that's kind of part of their brand. That's what they do. They're really out there. Now that repels a lot of people and they're okay with it. Then there's others who don't use any kind of bad language like that. They don't use the potty mouth language. They keep it really clean. They keep it family friendly, and that's part of their brand. So you need to think about that. Whatever you want to be part of your brand, understand there are some people that will be attracted to it and some people that won't be attracted to it, and that's okay. All right. And then the biggest, most important piece of this, I hope you're filling this stuff out, is what's their number one problem that you can solve? It's easy peasy for you to solve it because you have the perfect solution. Your product or your service just fixes it for them just right now. And you can take care of that. Okay, so I want that to be filled out here on your one sheet. This one sheet is a good thing to fill out and keep near you while you are working on whatever you're doing, any kind of marketing that you're doing. Keep this in front of you so that you're keeping this person in mind. Now, I have shared with you a book. Let's see, where is it? There it is. Oh, no, that's not what I wanted to share. Hang on. Where is it? I think that's what I want there. No, it keeps showing the one sheet. Let me get that shut down. Okay. So the book that I have for you that is the ICA book, okay, this goes into even deeper detail. If you've looked through it at all, we're going to get way down into this. If you market to individuals, even if you market to businesses, you want to have the business owner or the contact person, you want to have this information about them. But then if you market to businesses, you're going to fill out more details, okay? I want you to take some time to really dig deep, okay? We're going to add, all of this is just adding layers. I know you might be thinking, I don't want to spend the time it's going to take to fill all this out because I just need to hurry up and get to selling. I want to tell you the story of a friend of mine who he was a first responder. He was an EMT, and he talked about fast is slow and slow is fast. He said when he went into a situation, he was always showing up on the worst day of somebody's life. Something really major was happening, and they were probably likely in a panic, and family and friends around him were probably in a panic too. And he said he would walk into a situation and he had people screaming at him, you know, this happened or that happened or look at this or look at that. And he said, if I let myself get caught up in the chaos of all of that and start looking at this and that and just, you know, hearing everything and letting that influence what I did, I'm likely to miss something really important. And it's going to take me a lot longer to get that person stable and ready to get to the hospital so they can get the treatment that they need. He said, I had a system that I worked through. I had a checklist in my head of the things that I needed to walk through, and it helped me evaluate what was going on with the person that I was there to help. And he said that checklist, as I'm walking through it, I've got people screaming at me, why aren't you looking at their leg? That's the problem when I'm up there listening to their breathing, you know, whatever, that kind of thing. And he said, but it helped me catch that method that I had. It helped me catch any big issues that were going on with that person and anything that might affect the type of care that they could or should have. Okay, he would learn everything he could about the person, and then he would give them the proper treatment, and before you know it, it was all over. And he said when he took the time to work through his checklist, it felt slow to some people while he was doing it, but when it was over, they would say, wow, that happened fast, and there they are on their way to the hospital. Okay, the same thing is true here with your marketing. You may think to yourself, this is too slow. I don't want to fill all this stuff out. This is going to take me like 2 hours. Yeah, it's going to be the best 2 hours you spend for your business. Okay. So this is where you're going to think about the problems that your ideal customer is having right now that makes them your ideal customer. And then I want you to look at these questions and I want you to answer them. What's the worst thing that could happen to your ideal customer if their problems don't get solved? Think about that for a minute. What's the worst thing that could happen in their life? Now, for most of us, it's not going to be that their life would end, because we aren't supplying life-sustaining items to them. But it's something that could really impact their life. It will impact how they feel about themselves. It's going to impact just how they interact with people. It's going to affect their job, their family. It's going to affect their relationship with their friends. Maybe it might have financial consequences. What is it that they're secretly afraid of, and what keeps them up at night? And just think about that for a minute. These are real problems that people have, and you have a solution for them. It's so important that you know who they are and you know where they're at, so that you can get in front of them and help them, right? We're all working honorable businesses. It's good to get in front of people who have problems that you can solve. Now, when you're working your way through this book, we're going to flip the coin then and ask, what is the best thing that could happen in their life once that problem is solved? And what would that perfect solution look like? Now, remember, we're thinking about problems that they have that are related to the service or product that you are offering, okay? So I offer a customer is that they don't have enough clients and they have to close their doors. And they fail, their business fails. It's the worst thing that could happen to them. On the other hand, the best thing that could happen to them once they get the problem solved of not having enough customers, not having enough clients, is that now their business is booming and growing, and now they financially they're stable. Their friends and family respect them and look up to them. They have, you know, their life is just so much better because of that. When you think in terms of like that for your business, suddenly you realize you are a superhero. You're making a difference in people's lives. You can make such a huge difference. That's another reason I think this is really good to walk through, is because it kind of reminds us that what we're doing isn't just running a business and, you know, trying to make a living for our family. We're actually helping people. We're making a difference in their lives. What is it that your ICA, your ideal customer avatar, wants more than anything else that's related to your business? What do they want to avoid at all costs? And what would they be willing to pay almost anything for that's related to your product or service, okay? And then write out how your product or service will solve their problems. How does it match up with their deepest needs, desires, and wants, okay? I hope that you're writing some of these things down. You won't be able to get it all done today while we're here, but I want you to take a little bit of time to work on that. And then we're going to put it all together. I want you to actually write a short story about your ideal customer avatar, okay? I've provided a couple of pages that you can write on. Use notebook paper, make it however long you need before they find your company. What are the problems that they're experiencing? What is the stress that's in their life? And then I want you to write how you come into their life and fix that problem for them, and what changes in their life happens as a result of interacting with your business and doing business with you. Okay? So that's what I want you to understand is to create that story about your ideal customer avatar. As I said, we're not going to have time to do all of this today, but we're getting ready to take a break. We're at the end of module 1 here. I'm going to stop my screen share of that. And now I'm going to bring up my slideshow again. And let's see. I need to play the slideshow. All right. Oh, yeah. This is walking through your ideal customer avatar. Now, I want to leave you, I'm going to end this session with a video that hopefully I'm going to end each session. I will end each session with a video that gives you some ideas about some of the things that you can do with your advertising. And so I want to share a video that has gone viral. This video has had is that right? Like 12 million views on it. It's a really good video. So pay attention to this.
Here's what some people think stay-at-home moms. Mommy, I'm hungry. Honey, the stove's right there. Right over there. Just make yourself something. And here's how some people view moms who work outside the home. Hey, how's Luca doing? Who? Luca. Oh, the guy in HR. No, Luca. Your son of 15 years? Oh, right, Luca. I have no idea. But you know what? Here you go. Call his nanny. She's lovely. Here you go. She's great. Just give her a call. Oh, I gotta set my mom. I always forget this. Give child hug. At least 3 seconds. Always forget that. So let me drop some common sense on you, okay? Stay-at-home moms are not sitting around all day watching television. They're working non-stop without even a lunch break. Their lunch break involves cutting somebody else's food and wiping spaghetti sauce out of every single nook and cranny out of that high chair and out of nostrils and ears and hair and carpet and wherever else the baby's on it. Lunch break also includes tears and hardcore tantrums all off the little acceptable.
Sue, can you pause that for a real quick second?
Yep.
Is there a setting that you have for sharing your volume?
Oh, you guys can't hear it.
It's, you know, we hear it like it's coming through a tin can. It's just hard to hear.
Oh, gotcha.
You're
Okay.
panelist, and so you should
Oh,
find,
that's too bad.
like, if you click the 3 little dots someplace on the screen,
Uh-huh.
or view options. Let
Mm.
me think. View options. Where would it be for you? Someplace on the Zoom control, you should be able to share your sound.
Oh, this is weird. Oh, I'm still sharing. That's my problem. Okay, stop sharing. Let
me
audio
share.
settings. Hold on. Microphone, audio, speaker.
Let me share something, and then
Okay.
I'll see if the settings appear for me when I'm sharing.
Okay.
Okay, so when you're sharing, at the top, you should get some options that says whiteboard, remote control over to the right.
Oh, I see where it says options there. Okay.
There are 3 little dots on the very far right, and underneath that, near the bottom, it says share computer sound.
Okay.
Let me stop sharing. I'll let you share.
Okay.
And then we'll see if you can, yeah, and then we'll see if you can see that. All right, now how do I, hang on a second. I've got to, I've got to learn how to stop sharing because the controls, what happened to my controls?
That's interesting because where yours says view options, that's where my stop sharing button is when I'm sharing.
Okay, there it is, stop share. It was hidden because
Okay.
it popped up another control. Okay, now you start to share.
Okay. Share. Get that.
And then you should have a bar at the top of your screen. At the far right should be 3 little dots.
Oh, now see, mine just says stop share. I don't have 3 little dots. I think I know how I can do it here. Let me get it back up and I'll get my, oh, I know how I did it before. Okay. Let me hit play. All right, I'm gonna try this and let's see what happens.
Okay, I'll stay on and let you know if we can hear it okay. No,
Can you hear it?
No, we still
Can
don't
you hear it?
We still don't hear it. That's a little better.
Okay. Okay, I'm going to work on this while we're taking our break. I'm going to work on this and see if I can get this figured out.
So when you're sharing, there should be a bar at the top, and one of the options says whiteboard. So you could like share at whiteboard and draw things, and then to the right of that should be. Let's see if you see that.
Share computer sound. I just found it.
There we go. Let's try it, and then let's run the video again.
All right.
Okay.
Okay, let's try.
Here's what some people think stay-at-home moms do all day.
Mommy, I'm hungry.
Honey, the stove's right there, right over there. Just make yourself something.
And here is how some people view moms who work outside the home.
Hey, how's Luca doing?
Who?
Luca.
Oh, the guy in HR.
No, Luca. Your son of 15 years?
Oh, right, Luca. I have no idea, but you know what? Here you go. Call his nanny. She's lovely. Here you go. She's great. Just give her a call. Oh, I gotta set an alarm. I always forget this. Give child hug. At least 3 seconds. Always forget that. So let me drop some common sense on you, okay? Stay-at-home moms are not sitting around all day watching television. No. They're working nonstop without even a lunch break. Their lunch break involves cutting up somebody else's food and wiping spaghetti sauce out of every single nook and cranny out of that high chair and out of nostrils and ears and hair and carpet and wherever else the baby flung it. Lunch break also includes tears and hardcore tantrums, all caused by tiny little innocent vegetables. And lunch break might also include crap. No, like literal crap. Stay-at-home moms don't get bonuses or raises or an employee of the month cake. Their employee reward comes in the form of silence at the end of the night when everyone's asleep. Hopefully. Being a stay-at-home mom is not like playing house. You know, you don't get to just quit the game and walk away. And yes, there are a lot of beautiful, amazing, incredible things about being at home with your kids, but it is exhausting. Now let's move on to what people like to call working moms. You know what? Let's back up and define that. Because I think what they mean is moms who work outside the home. Because I have never in my life met a mom, regardless of what building she is spending her day in, her house or an office, that isn't a working mom. All moms are working moms. So for those moms who have jobs outside the home they share with their family, they're kicking some serious butt too. Just like any other mom, they're not getting enough sleep. But bosses don't care about that. Sure, there are vacation days, there are sick days, but there are no I only slept 5 hours last night days. Do you know why? Because that would be pretty much every day with young kids. And then once they're done with their job, they come home and they work some more at being moms. Oh, and here's something that might shock you. Ready? Moms who work outside the home actually love their children as much as stay-at-home moms. I know, crazy. Moms who work outside the home feel guilt at times. Stay-at-home moms feel guilt at times. You can't win. You can't win. You're going to get judged regardless of the decision you make. So just do what you know is best for your family. And you, the person, looking down from your pedestal, judging moms who are making different life choices than you need to step down and mind your own motherhood. Don't assume you know what is best for somebody else when you've never walked in their shoes. Stop adding to the guilt. There's enough guilt in this world already, and it is not making the world a better place.
Okay.
Hey, we heard it. In fact, it came through like a double volume at first, so it was great. It was good.
Okay, can you hear me talking now?
Yeah, can you hear me talking
Okay,
now?
yes, I can. Okay, I want to make sure that my headset was still working. So,
yep.
Okay, all right. So now we're going to take a 10-minute break. I went all the way to 9:40. So we'll be back at 9:50. It's going to be a little weird because it's just going to be quiet here. I'm going to stop my video.
Okay, and
so that
I'll pause the recording, and then when you're ready to go again, Sue, we'll crank up the recording again.
You've got your ICA workbook, and you're going to have the recordings of this. So just walk your way through it, okay? So the first thing is do what's in Module 1. If you haven't done that yet, when we're done today, make that the first thing that you do. And just work on that till it's done, okay? So don't anybody feel overwhelmed, I got to hurry up and do all this. Remember, doing things methodically makes a big difference, and it really does help. So, okay, let's go back to our slideshow here.
And you know, Sue, if you implement just one good idea from today, one or two, it's probably going to be well worth the price of admission, right? Sometimes we feel like there are 30 things I need to do, and then we don't do anything. It's probably a lot better to pick out one or two things. You know, if all you did was set up your business account and get started, that would be a win. That would be a huge win.
That's true. Absolutely. That is totally true. Okay, so Greg, do you see the slide that says module number 2?
Yes, ma'am. We're on board.
Hot dog. I got it right.
Yeah.
Okay. And when I get ready to do another video, I'll know how to share the audio.
Excellent.
So, okay, so now we're going to talk into, let's just pretend we've built our Facebook business page and we're working on getting, we've got everything optimized. The next step is to build an audience, okay? So now where do we start? Okay. Well, we were just talking about this. Gary Busey said, if you take shortcuts, you get cut short. There are some different ideas about what to do in the realm of building an audience on Facebook. Some promote advertising for likes and grabbing as many as you possibly can. Buying likes. No. Don't do that. Okay. You will, I've done it before and it hurts. It hurts your page. Here's something really important to know. If you haven't built a page yet, or you haven't hit this milestone yet on your page, the first 100 people to like your page are the most important people, because what that does is that tells Facebook, oh, these are the type of people this page wants to reach. Okay. So when you build a Facebook page, sharing it with all, asking all of your friends and family to like it isn't necessarily the best first thing to do. I would be selective about it. After you've figured out your ideal customer avatar, ask those friends and family to like your page if they fit that ideal customer avatar profile. If they don't pester them with it. Just work on getting likes from those people, okay? When you buy likes, you have no engagement. There's no interest, all right? What you need to do is build likes genuinely. All right, you want to create posts and ads that inspire people to share your content. We're going to talk about the different reactions that you want, but sharing is one of the most important things you want people to do with your posts and your ads and things like that. Okay, steps to building genuinely. You want to be consistent. Okay, you want to be timely. Now, when I say consistent, some pages post 4 times a day. Some pages post once a day. Some pages post a couple of times a week. Whatever pace you pick, just be consistent. There's nothing worse than saying, oh, I've really got to post, and post 4 or 5 things a day for like 2 days and then run out of content and be like, I don't know what to post, and don't do anything for a couple of weeks. That tells Facebook you're really not paying attention to this, and it's really not that big of a deal to you if your page is successful. Don't do that. Just be consistent, whatever it is. You want to test the timing of your posts. For different businesses, for whatever their ideal customer avatar, when they're on Facebook, you're going to need to test that a little bit. Post at different times of the day and see if you can see which one of those posts gets the quickest reactions to it. So if you post when people are on Facebook, you're more likely to get reactions to your posts. Post about things that are important or relevant, and be on target. Target your ideal customer avatar. Now, here's something you need to know about your content is you don't have to create all of it yourself. You can actually curate or grab content that is relevant to your audience and share that content with them. There are some websites, I'll share some more with you later, but I mean, even websites like Pinterest or even Amazon can have some, here's one of those terms of service things, and one of those things you don't want to step on toes about. Do not use content that you grab, images or anything that you grab from another source in your advertising. Okay, so for posting it's okay, but don't use it in your advertising unless it is specifically licensed for you to use in your advertising. Okay, so I hope that makes sense. Like, Nike doesn't want you to use their emblem to sell your product or to actually create ads, but creating content and posts, that's no problem. You can share that all day long, okay? And so you don't have to create all of it yourself. If you can find stuff that's relevant to yours, These were things that we pulled to post to a page that was speaking to middle-aged and menopausal women. Okay, that was part of the target market, and so we used this to create content. They got a lot of reactions, so that's good stuff. Okay, when you are creating, oh, let me go back. I'm sorry, I want to go back a couple of slides. There's a couple of things that I wanted to say here that I didn't say. Include a call to action with your with your posts. Be relevant. Use your authentic voice. Okay, and you want to keep it short too and on target. Okay, now call to action. Include that. And here's something: when you are creating a post or an ad, these are some choices that you can make. You can put a button on your post or your ad in a lot of places, always on ads, and you can choose to have that button show up right under your creative, your image, whatever it is that you're using, so that people can, right from that post or that ad, interact with your business right there. Okay. You want to make sure that when you are sharing information, let's see, is that my next slide? No, this slide here. I think I dropped a slide here, but have a sense of urgency. Make sure that your content, especially when you're sharing content, is current. Don't share an article that's out of date, especially if you're in an industry where things change, be quite so relevant. So don't share that, all right? Offer something of value, be entertaining, and be yourself, okay? Be educational. You can share things. You can share lists, infographics, PDFs, blog posts, including a number sometimes will help. You remember, you are working on attracting your ideal customer avatar, all right? You are looking for somebody whose problems you can solve. You're going to attract people that you can help. You want to attract people you can help. You want to attract people who can pay your fees, right? You don't want to attract people who don't have the money to pay your fees, whatever it is, buy your product. You don't want to attract them. I've had folks be referred to me sometimes or refer themselves to me and want to talk to me and about marketing their business. And so, you know, we'll kind of walk through my process, and one of the questions I have fairly early on is, what kind of a budget do you have in mind for doing your digital marketing? And I cannot tell you the number of times people have said to me, oh, I don't have any money in that part of my budget. And I go, so, like, how do you expect to do any marketing with no budget, right? That's not my ideal customer avatar. I'm not running a ministry. I don't do this for charity. So this is how I put food on my family's table. And so that's something I want to make sure that I'm spending my time with people who can actually afford my fees. That's one of the things. And probably some of you have run into that as well. Now, in the process of that, you're going to repel people, and that's okay. And that's why knowing your ideal customer avatar so well is really going to help. Okay. You're going to repel people that you can't help. You're going to repel people that you don't want to help. Okay. Thinking back to the gurus, the folks who have, they use a lot of foul language, and they're really in your face, and they're really abrasive. Like, that's part of their brand. They're attracting one type of person. Then there's people who are like really focused on, I want to be family friendly, and I want to help people who are nice and who aren't going to be brash and in my face. And that's okay. You want, you know, knowing that is going to help. You want to repel people who can't pay your fees. And let me just mention something here. This is just a little bonus, little side tip, free of charge. I just started reading a book called The Pumpkin Plan. Now, this guy has a bit of a potty mouth, so I'll warn you for that. But the author's name is Mike Michaelwitz, and he's talking about how to grow a business and utilize the principles that those people who grow the prize-winning, humongous pumpkins use, the principles that they use to grow those pumpkins to grow your business, okay? And that plays well into the discussion that we're having here. So I'm going to mention that add it to your reading list if you haven't yet already. Just be forewarned, he's a little bit of a potty mouth, so there's a little bit of that in there, but it's not too bad. It's not in your face quite as bad as, like, he's not Gary Vee, okay? Okay, so you're going to attract some people, you're going to repel some people, and that's okay. You don't want to spend your time with people that you can't help or that you don't want to help. You want to make sure that you're putting all your time and energy into the people that you are ideally positioned, created to serve, so that you can serve them the best and they get the most benefit out of you. Here's another thing. It's not fair to people that you can't help or that you don't want to help. It's not fair for you to take them on as a client or a customer, because then they're having their time wasted with somebody who isn't going to serve them well and isn't able to serve them the way that they want to be. Free them up and let them go find somebody who is going to speak to them and be able to serve them well. You're not saying somebody doesn't deserve to be served just because they're not your ideal customer. You're just saying, I'm not the one to do it. And that's okay to say that. Okay.
Can I interject something here?
Yes, absolutely.
This is perfect advice for EasyCard affiliates, because the EasyCard is a flexible platform that can apply to so many different kinds of businesses or entities. But we each have our own unique skill set, our own unique ties. We also have previous relationships with all kinds of people and groups, which make us better suited, I think, to present the EasyCard to a particular type of person or a particular type of business or even particular type of organization. So I think that's really, really critical to say, I could sell EasyCards or my product, whatever your product is, just to everybody, but you're going to get a lot more bang for your buck. You're going to have a happier life. You're going to be much more efficient if you pick the group that you're best suited to focus on, right?
Yes, absolutely. And I don't know if I've said this already, but it's true in marketing and it's true in just about any place in life. If you're speaking to everybody, you're really speaking to nobody. Your message doesn't get heard because it's too easy to ignore, because it just kind of fits everybody, but not really me specifically. Okay. So you want to make sure.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Greg. That's very, very important. Okay, so let's talk about some methods that you can use to actually build your audience, okay? There are several different things that you can do. You can run contests, okay? And social media is a great place to do that, and there's all kinds of ways to do that. You can run contests. You can do some kind of a drawing. You can ask people to do something. You can run all kinds of contests. Ask them to, vote on something, whatever. You can publicize special events. You can do a giveaway. All right. So that's just a drawing. Or you can do it by a drawing, or you can do it by some other method. But you can give something away to people. Give them a gift. And these are some ways that you can quickly build an audience, because this is something that you can tell people about and ask them to share it. Ask them to share it with their friends so they can get in the contest too, or get into the drawing also, or whatever. And you've seen, I'm sure you've probably participated in some even where you've seen, like, here's how to get more entries into this contest. Make sure you like our page, make sure you share this post, make sure you use this hashtag, whatever it is, you can invite people to do. Now you can put that together on your own, and it's possible to do, but it's kind of tricky. There's a lot of tools that you can use to make this happen, okay? In your notebook, you have this list of tools, all right? And I'm going to give you just a little bit of description about each one, so that you can hear a little bit about it, and then maybe decide which ones you want to investigate further. So just put a little star next to ones that you think would be helpful to you. Hootsuite.com is great for a lot of things. One of the things that you can do with Hootsuite is you can schedule out your posts. So you can create like a month's worth of posts for 4 different platforms and use Hootsuite to schedule it all out. And so then it will drip those posts out on the schedule that you want. There's other things that you can do with it too. ShortStack. That's a software that you can use to run contests and do giveaways. One company hosted a Facebook giveaway using ShortStack, and they generated 200,000 entries in their contest, and it helped them grow their Facebook fan base by 200% in just 3 weeks. Okay, so this is a tool that you can use to create and run your contests, and it's a way that, and it's got everything built into it. Okay, so you don't have to do coding or any of that kind of hard stuff. Viral Sweep is another platform to use to get out there. The focus of Viral Sweep is viral content, is creating content that goes viral, and you can use it on multiple platforms as well. So not just Facebook, but you can use it on Facebook. Rafflecopter.com. It's a pretty simple and easy way to get your contest running. It has a lot of reviews that just talk about that's very user friendly and very easy. Solopreneurs use it a lot. You can launch a giveaway really fast, and it's really easy to integrate it into your website or other platforms like that. Now, you need to copy and paste code. So if you are going to use it, like for your website, if you're going to use it on your website, if you know how to do that, great. If you have a web designer, all you need to do is point your web designer to that site and let them set it up, make this happen without you getting too techy. The most complicated thing that you might have to do is copy and paste, which is fairly easy to do with just about any computer. So that can happen with any of these if you've got somebody who helps you with your website or what have you. WooBox is another one. It is a little bit like ShortStack. They use Facebook contests to grow an audience. You can use it to run your contest, but it also works on multiple platforms. It's specifically named YouTube, Instagram, and Pinterest. So I don't think I've even said Pinterest today. Pinterest is another great platform. Now, about Pinterest, some people call it a social media. It's really not. It's really its own search engine, right? That's how we all use Pinterest. We go on there and we look for whatever it is that we want, but it's very visual. You're going to find all visual images on Pinterest when you search for something. And so it's a great thing. But if you think of it as more of a search engine, and that's another place to get your company in front of people because they go searching for the type of things that you have to offer, think of it that way. And WooBox is one of the tools that you can use to get onto Pinterest. Okay, they've got ready-made campaigns, so you can pick one of their already created campaigns, put your own details into it, and take off with it. Okay, Agorapulse. That's a CRM, but if you have EasyCard, you don't need a CRM, right? But it integrates with Facebook apps and that kind of thing. Gleam.io. It's more robust than some of the others, and they have an assurance that you will grow when you use them. You'll have some growth. It's a little bit. It's a little bit more heavy duty, I guess. So if it intimidates you, don't use that one. Go with one of the others. But it's got some really amazing tools to it. They do lots of entry methods. You select the type of entries that you want, and then they offer. They'll tell you what you can choose, and then order them how you like. So it's very robust for doing that. Then Wishpond. It is a marketing tool, but it allows you to create landing pages as well. Okay, landing pages can be really, really beneficial for your social media contests. So that would be one of those pages that you would create where you send people over, and it has a checklist of, okay, here's all the different things that you can do to enter our contest, or whatever you want, that landing page, whatever call to action you want on it. That's what you can do. Now, there's some others there. Some of these are going to go in and out of business. Some of them are going to change and that kind of thing. If you need a contest tool, Google's your friend. Just Google Facebook contest tools. Look at reviews. If you are in any kind of a group of other business owners who own similar businesses to you, ask them if they've ever run a contest and what do they use, that kind of thing. Get some feedback that way and utilize that. But what really the point of this section is, I want you to understand that there are a lot of tools that you can implement, and they're not all expensive or anything necessarily either. They all have some expense to them, but they're not usually a lot of expense. Okay. All right. Now, when you are creating, whether it's a post or an ad, you want to keep in mind, what are your goals? Okay. Now you're going to have a goal. You're going to have certain numbers that you want to have, or a percentage, or whatever it is. But your goals are going to need to fall into these 4 categories, because this is really what Facebook posts and ads do. You want to get reactions. So you know those reaction buttons that you have underneath, the like, the love, the laugh, the tears, and the angry face. Okay. Now here's something that's interesting. Facebook has decided that if a post or any content on Facebook starts getting those last 2, if it gets an angry face or a sad face, Facebook has decided we want our users to have a happy experience on Facebook. So if a lot of people are clicking those posts, so that not so many people see it. Okay. So you probably want to make sure that you're encouraging those first kinds of reactions, the like, the love, the wow, or the laugh, because Facebook will respond to that, and they'll boost that content more, but they'll suppress it if it's those last 2 reactions. A lot of users don't like that. That may change in the future, because people are saying, well, what if somebody posts about something that's important to me, and it's important to me, but it makes me sad that it's there, or it's a tearjerker story or whatever. So Facebook may change that, but as of today, right now, they're saying, if we see those, we're going to suppress that information, that post. So you want to make sure that you don't put out posts or ads that would encourage those kinds of reactions. Okay. But you want people to react. You want people to comment on your post, okay, or your ad. That's another kind of engagement that you want, okay? You want shares. That's probably the number one thing that you want to have happen. That's when something is going viral. That means it's gotten a ton of shares, and so a ton of people have seen it, and that's how you get free marketing, okay? When you create an ad on Facebook, and we're going to talk about this in the 3rd module, but when you create an ad, you pay for the first exposures, okay? So for that first layer, you tell Facebook, I want you to put this in front of these people, and you're going to pay for that. If those people take that ad and they share it so that their friends see it, you don't pay for those exposures to their friends. Okay, so can you see how powerful it is if you create a piece of content that's going to get a lot of shares? It's going to be a very inexpensive ad for you to run relative to the reaction, to the exposure you're going to get. Okay, and you want clicks. You want people to either click on that button at the bottom that you selected, or you want them to click through to your website or click through to your messenger and start a conversation with you. You want to have them interact with your ad in some way, okay? All right, now, I want you to imagine something here. Oh, let's see, I got to do something with the volume here. Hang on, because I'm getting ready to share a video. Where's my volume? Oh, here we go. Share computer sound. All right, somebody pipe in and tell me if you don't hear this once I get it started.
Not yet.
Okay, hang on.
You might need to go back and do the same option of share computer sound potentially, because we can't hear it really.
No, I thought I did. Okay. Okay, I thought I did. Hang on. Oh, it went away. Okay, let's see if that works. Hang on.
Okay. There we
Hey.
go. Yep, we hear it now.
I'm really excited to share with you something I got. Okay, I went to Kohl's today. I had to make a couple returns. Stuff didn't fit. Surprisingly, it was a little too big. Thank you. I know some of you may be thinking the opposite. Shame. No shame. It's all love. It's all love. Okay, so here's what I found when I was at Kohl's. And I'd like to say that I bought this for my son that would really, really want it. And let's be honest, he'll probably confiscate it from me. Confiscate? That's a word, right? Okay, so he'll probably take it from me. However, this is mine. Like, when it's said and done, at the end of the day, this is mine that I bought. And I'm going to keep it for my own. You can see it kind of has Star Wars. Oh, you're getting a little hint. Okay, so you want to see what I got? It's so great. I can't wait to show you. Okay, this is part of my birthday joy. Still rejoicing in my birthday. And so here's what I got. I'm going to take it out of the box. And I can't wait to show you. Okay, I'm in a parking lot and people are literally looking at me like crazy. I don't even care. Okay, so here it is. Hold on. It may be a little tight. It may be tight on me. I got to undo it just a little bit. Hold on. Stay patient, people. Stay patient. This is going to be worth it. I promise. Maybe not, but it's worth it to me. And I had to share with my friends on the internet webs. So here's what I'm having trouble getting it. Okay, patient. All right, we're doing good. Okay, so this is what I got. Once again, this is for me, not for Duncan, not for Cadence. I mean, I'll let them play with it. I'm not a bad mom. I'm not a jerk, but in all honesty, at the end of the day, it doesn't go in their toy box. It goes in my room. So here we go. I gotta take off my glasses for it. Oh, naturally. Okay, here we go. So, yes! Now watch when my mouth actually moves. That's not me making that noise, it's the mask! Here, listen. This is worth every penny! I can't stop! Oh, I gotta stop! Okay. Oh my gosh! I kind of want to drive around like this. Oh. Okay, now I'm gonna let Chewbacca talk here. Oh my gosh, I'm in tears. Wow. That is the best birthday present ever to myself. Wow. Oh my goodness. Y'all have an incredible day. It's the simple joys.
Okay. Now, hopefully you guys can hear me talking now as well.
We can hear you.
So,
And that was fun.
awesome. Okay, good. That video was put out. That's just her name is Candace. She just did that on her personal page. She was just having kind of a down day. She wanted to have a little bit of a pick-me-up, so she did it. She went live on her own personal Facebook. That night, I happened to see it because one of my friends shared it. I'm sitting in bed next to my sleeping husband watching that video. I was choking, trying not to laugh too hard at that video. It was hysterical. It resonated with me as a mom and somebody who, you know, has stress in her life and everything. Within a week, that video had over 100 million views on it. Okay? Can you imagine what would have happened if Candace had a net to catch all those viewers and to be able to help them out in some way, to be able to market them? What if she had a net? I'm going to share another video with you of a company that had a net.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Just want to show you what
Sorry.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Just want to show you what I think is one of the coolest toys for this Christmas. It is the Dynasty Toys robot laser tag spider. Cambria, do you like a robot laser tag spider?
Yeah. And this blue one has stripes.
It's blue and has stripes, right? So it's brought to you by Dynasty Toys. They're running a pretty cool special. I'll tell you guys about it in a second, but just want to show you how it works. Cambria, you ready to show everybody how it works? Can I put my robot laser tag spider in there too and shoot?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. You ready?
Ready.
Okay, let's do it. Put yours down. Let's shoot it.
Can I press?
Yeah, you press it. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3, go. Get him. Get him. Get him. Oh, I gotta turn mine on. Get him. 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 Ah! Ah! Reload. 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 Cool. All right, Cambria, let's tell them about, so just so all you parents out there know right now, here, go ahead and grab this, turn it off, love. Get it, get it.
No.
Try to get it.
Okay, so that video was put out by a company called Dynasty Toys, and that video had 11 million views in 30 days. Okay, the results for this company, this is the company that they, and in the fourth quarter of 2017, they sold $10 million worth of toys. Let that sink in. And they did it all with Facebook ads that were very much like the one you just saw. And they just went viral. And what's interesting is Brett Bartlett is the owner of the company. That was him with his little girl. And they paid attention to the things that people said in the comments about the video to help them know what is resonating with people, because that's how you recognize what is resonating with my ideal customers. And there were two comments that people made the most. Number one, they loved that it was a special time with daddy and daughter. Okay, and so they were commenting about, oh, how neat that is that you've got time with that you just spent a little bit of time with your daughter there, and the fun that you were having while you were together. And then the second most commented piece of that video was when she jumped because the spider scared her. That was the second most commented thing about that video, and that really resonated with people. So it's an unexpected thing. She jumped because that little plastic spider scared her, and so that was the thing that was connecting with people. And so using video can be very, very helpful in getting your message out there. And as you can see by these two videos, these are not professionally produced. These are just videos where they pulled out their cell phone, turned on the camera, and shot a little video. It's not steady, the lighting isn't perfect, there's nothing, but it's real, it's authentic, and it resonated with people who were ideally suited to connect with those two videos. And of course, one was, she wasn't trying to sell anything, but do you know what happened with Chewbacca masks within a week? Amazon sellers, we went crazy. We went out looking for those. Within 2 days, those were gone. Kohl's didn't have any more of those Chewbacca masks. You couldn't find them anywhere else. And they just sold out the shelves. All kinds of things happened in her life because of that. she now has an online business that really gave birth to it. It was kind of an accidental thing. And Dynasty Toys is still going strong, and they're doing it all on the backs of Facebook ads. It's really kind of amazing. Now, here's something that you might not have expected to hear from me today, but once you have an audience on Facebook, you need to also move that audience off of Facebook, not move them off there permanently necessarily to where you only communicate with them in another way. You still want to communicate with them on Facebook, but you need to gain control of the people that have indicated that they want to be in touch with you. That's why I think one of the things that you need to do as you are running your Facebook ad and building your presence on Facebook is you need to be building your email list, okay? I know people say email is dead. How many of you have an email? I'm sure every hand is up. How many of you check that email on the regular? Every hand is up. Some of us have the same email address we had 10 years ago. That's fine. Everybody has email as well. And if you're putting out good emails, people want to read them and they will open them. Okay, so I'm going to say that about it. But here's the deal. Facebook, when you're on Facebook, you don't own any aspect of that. Your page is not a page that you own. Now, Facebook calls you the owner, but the real owner is Facebook. And it's their sandbox. If you ever inadvertently run afoul of their terms of service, Facebook shuts the page down. And guess what? There's no appeal process on Facebook. You can't get in touch with anybody. Let me share a couple of stories with you. All right. Over the weekend, my business page that I have run for over 5 years has all of a sudden disappeared to other users. Only I am able to view the page from my personal page, and I'm the admin. When others try and view the site, they are being taken to the landing page, which says, the page you requested cannot be displayed at the moment. It may be temporarily unavailable. The link you clicked may have been broken or expired, or you may not have permission to view this page. I've checked the page settings and I can confirm that the page is definitely published. No resolution to that. Here's another story. About a month ago, my business page became temporarily blocked, but alas, I am still unable to access it. It takes me through to this message. We've locked your account because someone recently tried to log in from an unfamiliar location. Please help us confirm that it was you who tried to log in, and it gives me the option to continue. This is followed by the image attached, which, as you can see, gives me no real solution. I've tried contacting Facebook many times, but I've never received a response. Thank you for your help. Now, I'm not trying to instill fear in you. I just want you to have all your bases covered because it happens occasionally. Very few times does it ever happen, but if it happens to you, it's going to rock your world, right? So you want to be sure that you have the right to be in touch with your audience off of Facebook, and email is one of the best ways to do that. You can upload, invite people to sign up for your email list, and then back up your email list yourself. So if you're using a service like Aweber, MailChimp, Infusionsoft, anything like that, make sure that you also back up your email list to your own device to where you have that list of emails. So if anything happens to your Aweber or MailChimp account, you still have those emails and you can still get in touch with people, okay? And email is very effective, and when you have a list, you own that list. That is yours, and you are able to be in control of that, okay? You'll always have a way to stay in touch with your fans if you back up your email list, all righty? Okay. Okay, I don't have a video at the end of this session. This is a shorter session. Hopefully you guys got some value out of it. I want to hear from you. If you got value out of this, I definitely want to hear from you and be able to get back and know what's going on with you. Let's see, I'm going to look at the questions here to see look at the chat and see if there's any questions that came up. If you've got a question, definitely pop it in here. We've got a little bit of time here for this session.